Welcome back to another episode. Today we're tackling a big question many young people face. Should you go for a job after college or start your own business?
It's such a crucial decision, especially with graduation approaching for so many. I know a lot of students, like my daughter, are wondering if they should join a big company or take the plunge and start something on their own.
Right, it's a dilemma. And there's always that fear of failure when it comes to entrepreneurship. But there's a different perspective here, isn't there? The idea that whether you get a job or start a business, you're still learning.
Absolutely. It's not about just securing an income. It's about understanding that life after college is not just about earning money, but continuing your education in society. You need field experience, practical knowledge, not just the theories from university.
So you're saying even if the job isn't perfect for someone's aptitude, it's still valuable because it's a form of field study?
Exactly. Society itself becomes the classroom. In school, you learn theories, but you need to apply those theories in the real world to fully understand them. And this process takes time. You can't just skip ahead to the result without going through the process.
That's a good point. But let's talk about the idea of field study. How does one approach that? Is there an ideal timeline or age for it?
The social study, as I'd call it, is meant to last until you're around 37 or 40. The earlier part of your career is about learning, gaining experience, and understanding the real dynamics of the workplace.
That's interesting. So the first few years aren't about high wages or titles, but about learning the ropes. But how does one balance income with the idea of learning on the job?
Well, the key is to focus on learning. If you're getting 70% of what a typical salary would be for that job, that's acceptable. It's not about getting rich right away, but becoming competent. This is your field study. You get paid to live, but the real reward is in the experience.
So instead of chasing money, you focus on the experience, the growth?
Exactly. And once you've gone through the process, around your late 30s or early 40s, that's when your competence will shine. You'll be in high demand because you've truly cultivated your skills. And at that point, you'll find yourself in positions where you're not just respected, but your abilities are recognized and compensated appropriately.
That's a shift in mindset. A lot of people are so focused on getting a high-paying job, they forget the value of gaining real-world experience first. But how does society really view this?
Society doesn't just want people who are chasing money or benefits. It wants people who are committed to learning, people willing to work, not just clock in and collect a paycheck. That's the principle many graduates miss.
So, if you're only looking for a job to make money, you're not really looking for work, right?
Exactly. And that's where things get tricky. The job market is tight, not because there aren't opportunities, but because employers are looking for people with the right mindset. People who are willing to put in the effort and grow, not just those who want a paycheck with good benefits.
That's a tough pill to swallow for many, especially with the pressures of student loans and expectations for financial stability. But if you keep focusing on learning, the money will follow, right?
Definitely. The path to success isn't about chasing the paycheck immediately. If you focus on building your skills, your competence, and your character, you'll naturally find yourself in the right place, at the right time.
And that's where the value really lies. It's not about instant gratification. It's about building something sustainable and meaningful.
Exactly. Once you've established that competence, the positions will find you, even if you didn't apply for them. And that's when you'll truly be recognized in society.
So whether it's getting a job or starting a business, the main goal should be to focus on growth and learning rather than just looking for the next paycheck.
100%. The journey doesn't end after college. It's just the beginning of a much bigger lesson in life. Your first job, your first startup. It's all about mastering the field. And with that mastery comes the opportunity.
It's a long-term approach, but one that's definitely worth considering. And that's a wrap for today's episode. We'll continue this conversation in the next one.
Absolutely. Stay focused on learning. And remember, the world is full of opportunities for those who are willing to work and grow.